Hello, I'm Adam Dent, the Regional Manager for the Middle East and Africa for Optoma Europe. Optoma's a projector specialist company. We've been in business for getting on for 20 years now, and in that time we have brought many new products to the market. All our projectors are DLP based, and we're particularly excited about Gitex this year because of the introduction of our new Pico projector that we're going to come on and talk about in a little bit.
Tell me about some of your key product launches this year.
Well, we're trying to please as many people as possible, so we've now got a range of projectors that go from 1,750 dirhams at the entry level, all the way up to one of our new models, the EP1080, which is full high definition, but 3,600 lumens in fact, which means that you can watch films, video conferencing and corporate presentations in the highest resolution possible, but at extremely bright levels, so that you don't have to have all the curtains closed and in complete darkness. We've also got our new widescreen products, which are proving to be quite interesting because with the growth of widescreen laptops, which are now starting to find their way more and more into the market. And that's something that we're looking to grow on, so we have 4 models in that range. But probably I think the thing that everyone's most excited about is our Pico projector, which is literally a handheld device.
That's interesting. The way the traditional presentations are basically no longer as traditional as they used to be, and it's quite interesting. Could you tell me more about this?
Absolutely. Well, one of the things, and can I hold it up to show people? This is what the Pico looks like. As you can see against my hand, it's a very small and compact design. If I turn it around, we haven't got a source hooked up to it, but you can see that's the capability of it. Now bear in mind that we're in quite a well lit area, but if you wanted to do a presentation to someone, it's possible to connect the Pico to a mobile phone, an iPod, a Sony PSP. In fact, we've got it connected up to an Xbox 360 on the stand as well. And one of the interesting things that we're finding from people visiting the stand is everyone wants to talk about the Pico for video playback and watching films, but more and more people are coming to us now and seeing that we've managed to upload a PowerPoint presentation into a Nokia phone. A lot of sales guys and sales managers are now coming along saying, hang on a minute, this would mean that my sales guys could take a battery operated phone, a battery operated Pico projector. If they wanted to present to 3-4 people, it's a fantastic solution. So technically, yes, we know that we're pushing the boundaries, but most importantly, perhaps in terms of the applications, we're bringing business people a lot more flexibility. Even to the point, I was talking to an American colleague today, and they seem to do a lot of meetings in lifts in America, or elevators as they call them. And he said, oh yes, you're standing in an elevator, you get chatting to someone, you switch your Pico on with your phone attached, and you can show them what you do. I think the opportunities are endless with this thing.
The work would never end.
I hope not, actually. I hope not.
How about incorporating, say, multimedia into presentations? What changes and what other functionalities?
I think the Pico, as I've said, it's got a battery built in, so it doesn't have to be linked to the mains. It's got a speaker built in as well, so there's absolutely no problem with incorporating into videos, soundtracks, and as you can see, when hopefully we'll get some video of the machines working, the picture quality is fantastic. So if you want to put more detail in, it can be done, and the Pico will reproduce it, which is at the end of the day, it would be no good having a small device that doesn't perform excellently. What's the point? The Pico does both.
As someone who definitely is in the know, what would be your say top 3 presentation tips to businesses?
Well, I think we've all sat through presentations where people go on and on and on about subjects that really you kind of wish they wouldn't. Actually, I think a lot of presentations, yes, it's about having good equipment, having a clean presentation, not filling the PowerPoint slide full. I think my number one presentation tip would be don't read off the slide. Everyone can read. You're there to add value. You put bullet points, short bullet points, and you talk around them, and you engage your audience. It's by that engagement, and you make eye contact with them, that actually people feel involved in what you're doing. If you're simply sitting there reading off the slide, and I think my personal bugbear is people who read off the slide whilst looking over their shoulder. That is a shocker. It's important. If you can't do your presentation without looking at it, you don't know what you're talking about. So you've got to do some work on it. I heard an American lady once say that you should spend half an hour at least on every minute of the presentation. Now that might be taking it a bit far, but you do have to know what you're talking about, because you don't want, if you're bored with it, your audience will get bored as well. So it's a combination of the presentation style, but also the technical products around you that allow you to put your presentation together.
With businesses going increasingly mobile, such products such as the Pico, which are the other products that could help, say, traveling executives?
Okay. Well, for us, we manufacture projectors, so we have a range of projectors from extremely small to extremely big. Within that range, we have 3 or 4 models where you might want to present to a bigger audience than 3 or 4 people. You might want to present more detailed graphics, more detailed video, in which case you need a higher resolution. And we've now got a 1 kilo widescreen WXGA laptop projector, which links perfectly with all the modern laptops, but also enables you to present to 20 people. It's rated at 2,200 lumens. It's also, we're finding increasingly that there's more people who want to mix business and pleasure, so we've put an HDMI lead onto a connector onto it, which means that you can plug your Blu-ray disc player in, you can plug your Sony PS3 in and get performance at home that actually 12 months ago you wouldn't have dreamed was possible.
Based on your interaction with end users at Gitex, what do you think is the next big thing that we can look forward to?
I think in terms of the projector business, the big area coming forwards is going to be contrast, and by that I mean the difference between black and white on the projected image, which is always termed in terms of a ratio. Now DLP projectors are very good because you can get minimum of 2,000 to 1 contrast ratio. What I think is going to happen is we will find those contrast ratios going higher and higher as the light sources will. I think the next big thing is a move away from lamps for certain elements, certain applications, and moving towards the LED technology that actually we find in the Pico. The good things about this is that the lamp life is 20,000 hours. Basically, you'll never replace the lamp in a Pico, but that is a function of LED. So to me, that's where things start to go. At the moment, the light output on LED is not, it's okay, but it needs to grow, get bigger. But I'm sure the guys will work on that. In fact, I know they're working on it to improve that at the moment.
And how do you see businesses in this region adapting to, or their reaction to some of your new product launches this year?
Well, if the reaction a day and a half into Gitex is anything to go on, then I think it's going to be fantastic. We're seeing people always want something new, and we're delivering that with the Pico. But also customers are looking for applications, and business customers want applications that make them better, give them the edge when they're selling their products and services. But by the same time, they don't have to worry about that technical thing, is it going to work, is it not going to work?